The Nissan Frontier is facing serious challenges that are making it harder to recommend against its more modern competitors. And if you're considering one, there are some critical issues you need to understand before you make a decision. From a single powertrain option that's falling behind turbocharged rivals to an interior that feels stuck in the past, these problems are affecting real-world ownership in ways that show up every single day. Stay with us as we reveal problems with the Nissan Frontier you must know. Number 5. Single powertrain option. The Frontier's rolling into battle with just one engine under the hood, a 3.8-liter V6 putting out 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. This naturally aspirated engine is smooth and refined, delivering power in a linear, predictable way. It's paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission that shifts smoothly enough for daily driving. But here's where things fall apart. While the Frontier is sticking with this traditional V6 approach, the competition has moved on to turbocharged engines that are rewriting the rules. The Ford Ranger's 2.3-liter EcoBoost generates 310 pound-feet of torque, arriving much lower in the rev range. The Chevrolet Colorado takes things even further with its 2.7-liter Turbo 4, cranking out 310 horsepower and a massive 430 pound-feet of torque. The Frontier's fuel economy is trailing behind as well, managing around 18 miles per gallon city and 24 miles per gallon highway, while turbocharged competitors are achieving similar or better numbers with superior low-end grunt. The Colorado hybrid is absolutely destroying the Frontier in this category. The real frustration is that Nissan isn't giving you any alternatives. Most competitors offer multiple powertrain choices, base engines, turbocharged options, even hybrid variants. The Frontier, you get one engine and that's it. This lack of choice is going to be a deal breaker for buyers who want their truck configured exactly how they need it. But an underwhelming engine is just the beginning. If you're planning to take this truck off-road, you're going to discover that Nissan's off-road package doesn't measure up either. Number 4. Off-road performance. The Pro 4X trim is bringing a solid foundation for off-road adventures with off-road tuned Bilstein shocks, skid plates, an electronic locking rear differential, and 9.8 inches of ground clearance. But here's the harsh reality. When you line up the Frontier Pro 4X against what Toyota and Chevrolet are offering, it's becoming painfully clear that Nissan is bringing a knife to a gunfight. The Toyota Tacoma isn't just offering one serious off-road trim, it's giving buyers an entire lineup. The TRD Off-Road serves as the entry point, the TRD Pro takes things further, and the Trailhunter variant is pushing the boundaries with extreme off-road capability that the Frontier simply cannot match. The Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 is in a completely different league. It's equipped with Multimatic DSSV dampers, the same technology found in Baja 1000 race trucks. The ZR2 features front and rear electronic locking differentials, not just a rear locker like the Frontier, and it's riding on 33-inch Goodyear off-road tires that are significantly larger and more capable. Recently, Nissan partnered with Roush Performance to create the Pro 4XR with upgraded off-road components and aggressive styling. But here's what's absolutely baffling. Despite all these upgrades, Nissan didn't touch the engine. The Pro 4XR is still running that same 3.8-liter V6 with no power increase or torque boost whatsoever. Picture yourself crawling over a boulder field where traction is minimal and momentum is everything. In those situations, having extra torque at low RPMs is the difference between powering through confidently and spinning your tires. Tacoma's hybrid powertrain delivers 465 pound-feet of torque, giving it a massive advantage. The Colorado's 2.7-liter turbo brings 430 pound-feet. The Frontier Pro 4XR looks tough, but without an engine upgrade, it's ultimately falling short. So the Frontier struggles off-road and under the hood, but wait until your passengers experience what Nissan considers acceptable rear seat space. Number 3. Tight rear seats. The Frontier offers two cab configurations, a king cab with smaller rear hinge doors and a crew cab with full-size rear doors. The crew cab is supposed to be the family-friendly choice. But here's where Nissan is dropping the ball. No matter which cab configuration you choose, the rear seats are going to feel cramped compared to competing trucks. In the crew cab, rear seat passengers are dealing with about 35.9 inches of legroom, which sounds acceptable until you realize that's several inches less than the competition. The Tacoma crew cab offers around 38 inches. The Colorado is delivering even more room with rear legroom approaching what you'd find in a full-size truck. The king cab configuration is even more problematic. Those rear hinge doors provide access, but this cab style is really designed for occasional use or cargo storage rather than comfortable passenger transportation. Getting in and out requires opening the front doors first, and the space is so limited that it's basically suitable only for children or very short trips. The Frontier's exterior dimensions aren't dramatically smaller than its competitors. Nissan simply hasn't optimized the interior packaging the way Toyota and Chevrolet have. For buyers who need to regularly transport adults in the back seat, this space limitation is going to be a serious quality of life issue. The cramped rear seats are bad enough, but they're not the only way the Frontier's outdated platform is going to make you suffer. Number 2. Heavy steering and comfort issues. The Frontier is riding on a platform that traces its roots back over 2 decades, and that ancient architecture is still haunting the driving experience. One of the most frequently mentioned complaints is the steering feel. It's heavy, slow to respond, and requires more effort than what drivers are experiencing in modern competitors. This isn't confidence-inspiring steering, it's just outdated hydraulic steering that feels like you're fighting the truck rather than communicating with it. In parking lots, that heavy steering makes simple maneuvers more tiring. On the highway, the steering doesn't provide the quick responsive feel that makes lane changes feel natural and effortless. But the steering is just one symptom of a larger problem. The overall comfort level is lagging behind competitors. Consider your typical daily commute: potholed city streets, rough highway expansion joints, uneven pavement. Every one of those imperfections gets transmitted directly into the cabin as a jolt or vibration. The Tacoma and Colorado handle those same road conditions with suspension systems that filter out the harshness. Road noise is another area where that old platform is showing its age. Tire noise, wind noise at highway speeds, and general ambient sound are all more noticeable in the Frontier's cabin. Over hundreds of miles of driving, that constant background noise is gonna wear on you. The seats are another comfort issue. While adequately supportive for short trips, longer drives reveal that the seat design and cushioning aren't up to the standards set by Toyota and Chevrolet. The Tacoma offers seats with better bolstering and cushioning that maintains comfort even after hours behind the wheel. What's frustrating is that these comfort issues are cumulative. Individually, heavy steering or a slightly firm ride might not be deal breakers, but when you add them all together, you're getting a truck that just isn't as pleasant to live with day after day. If you're planning long commutes or frequent road trips, these comfort compromises are going to add up to a significantly less enjoyable ownership experience. But if you think the comfort issues are problematic, the biggest disappointment is waiting for you the moment you open the door. Number 1. Questionable interior quality. The plastics dominating the dashboard and door panels are hard, cheap-feeling surfaces that lack the soft-touch materials you're finding in competing trucks. The Tacoma, even in mid-level trims, incorporates more premium textures and better quality switchgear. Colorado takes things even further, with interior designs approaching what you'd expect from premium brands. The Frontier feels Spartan and utilitarian in a way that might have been acceptable a decade ago, but stands out negatively today. Think about how much time you're actually spending inside your truck. Your daily commute, weekend errands, road trips. You're living in this space for hours every week. Every time you rest your arm on that hard plastic door panel, you're being reminded that you paid competitive money for an interior that feels a generation behind. Technology integration is another area where the Frontier is clearly behind. The available infotainment screen is adequate in size, an 8-inch or 9-inch touchscreen depending on trim, but the interface feels dated. The graphics aren't as crisp, the menu structures aren't as logical, and the overall responsiveness is a step behind. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are available, but they feel like checkbox items rather than integrated core elements. The gauge cluster is another disappointment. Even in higher trims, you're looking at a partially digital setup that doesn't match the fully configurable digital displays becoming standard in competing trucks. The Tacoma and Colorado offer drivers the ability to customize what information they're seeing and choose different layouts for different driving situations. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Nissan is asking buyers to pay competitive prices for an interior that's clearly a step behind. When you're comparing similarly equipped Frontier, Tacoma, and Colorado models, the price differences are often minimal, which means you're essentially paying the same money for an interior experience that's noticeably inferior. The Nissan Frontier isn't a bad truck, it's just being left behind by competitors who are offering more powertrain choices, better off-road capability, more spacious cabins, superior comfort, and modern interiors at similar price points. If you're considering a Frontier, these 5 problems are going to affect your ownership experience in real, tangible ways every single day you drive it. And don't think that the Frontier is the only mid-sized truck that comes with deal breakers. If you're considering purchasing a Chevy Colorado, make sure to check out our video about problems that trouble Chevy's mid-sized truck. It may be the most work-capable model in the class, but it lacks comfort, refinement, and reliability that key rivals offer.